Scott Baio.
My obsession with Scott Baio.
Scott Baio.
Baio, isn't that right? Baio.
Do you know about this, Scott Baio?
Any thoughts about Scott Baio?
Hispanic Scott Baio.
Scott Baio, great to see you.
One-on-one with great Scott Baio.
I'm here with Scott Baio.
Thinking Scott Baio.
Chacha Scott Baio.
Buongiorno, Scott Baio.
Would you all welcome Scott Baio.
Actor and director Scott Baio.
Scott Baio. Under the Scott Baio law.
Scott Baio was with us today.
Scott Baio.
But they'll flip. It goes everywhere and hits you in the... Okay, I'm going to say it right. Laura Guskowitz. Happy? Laura Guskowitz.
We're going to double check that later on.
We are. George, how you doing?
Things are good, man. I am so proud of myself that I turned off the overlay right when we went live. Usually I leave it on and you hear us talking, but I figured it out.
Very nice. Very nice.
2.5 years, I figured it out.
Whatever. Nothing's perfect. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well. It's funny. I was reading before we came on. We can look at the chat. By the way, I just want to give a hello to Eric, who works at the Bradenton Airport here. Very nice guy.
Really?
Talked to me. Got off the plane the other day coming from Vegas, which is a great story. And I think Joanne was her name. Girl. Just hung out with them for a little bit waiting for my wife. I hope it was Joanne. Anyway, but they were good people. What was I going? So I'm reading the thing before we come on, and somebody said that Alan Osmond died.
Yeah.
Who is that, George? Which
I think it's the oldest Osmond, but I actually don't know who it is or what he does, but I think he's the oldest.
Well, that's too bad. I know Donnie a tiny bit. I was on Marie Osmond's. She had a special. And I was on it, and I did a bit, I think, with Lily Tomlin.
Really?
Wow. I don't remember what the bit was, but she was lovely, Marie. And then I did her talk show when Bailey was a child, when Bailey was an infant. Nice people. Donnie's a great guy, but I hung out with him one night for some thing. Anyway.
Them and Palenka I suppose Elvis invented the residency in Vegas. I mean, they've been doing that long before other people did.
Yeah, they were at I don't know what hotel they were at. But anyway, then somebody also on the chat said something that I guess you look at, you don't really give it much thought, but during the movie Grease, Laura Guskowitz there, she was, you got it right. Thank you.
Pamela says he's third oldest. I was wrong.
Third oldest of the group. Wow. Yeah. Okay. And somebody who commented that in Greece, Stockard Channing was 34 years old.
Really?
And I mean, I knew something like that was right, but that's if everybody in that movie, it didn't matter. I think it didn't. You didn't notice it that much because everybody was like older. I think Olivia Newton-John was no spring chicken either, and I loved her. But I think everybody else like in their late 20s or something, maybe early mid 20s. I don't know. But anyway, you doing good, George? Everything all right?
I am. I wanted to tell you, you're talking about Marie Osmond. I forgot about this, but gosh, this must have been in the 70s or 80s. But the Osmonds came to my hometown. I think they had 2 shows. So they had a day before the night, the second day, where they were not like they were performing and they had nothing to do, and they would never get to see movies because they were always traveling. So we went to a multiplex. A friend of mine is the guy that promoted the show, and we went to multiple movies like the next day in a row because they wanted to catch up on the movies that they never get to see. It was funny that I remember going with Marie and some of the other people that were there, and we went to like 3 or 4 movies in a row. It was funny.
Nice. So Nicole Bozeman's complaining about my hat. I'm not a Patriots fan. I just like the hat. I was at an airport a while back, and I lost my hat, or I was in my bag or whatever, and I just walked in the store and I was, hey, give me that hat, and I put it on. So I'm not necessarily. I liked the Patriots when Tom Brady was on it, but not anymore. Anyway, so so George, I went to Vegas for our friend's 65th birthday, and also my oldest friend Steve. His birthday is his 65th is May 5th. So kind of double, but I surprised our friend Paul.
You surprised all of us when I saw the picture. I'm like, wow, he actually got on the plane.
So, yeah, right. Good. I'm glad. So it was a great time. But I have to tell you, I can't stop talking about how. Hey Scott, were you in the Kansas City, Missouri area at Calzone's about a month? No, I was not there a month ago. How I'm just so fed up with flying.
What happened?
It's unbelievable. It's we live in Sarasota, right? And the airport here is small, but the bigger airport is like an hour away in Tampa, and I don't want to drive there. I don't want to drive there and get on a plane, and that becomes so. The airport was very close to it. And so I go from here, but you have to make a stop somewhere, which is I can't avoid it. So we get on the plane and you sit there, and again I just say something. Somebody. So anyway, these are the worst words you want to hear when you're sitting at the gate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a problem. I know it. As soon as I hear, ladies and gentlemen, I know there's a problem. And there's a problem. So because of the weather, my wife's telling me make the stop out of Tampa too. So what does it matter? Anyway, so I'm like,
so there's a mechanical problem? Is that what it is?
So I'm sitting there, I go, oh, I can't. Well, because of the weather in Denver, stop in Denver, we have to make a bigger route, so they have to add more fuel. And I go, I know this is going to be an hour. And I have an hour window to get from my flight from Denver to Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got whatever the gate is, I got to get there. And I know I'm missing it. So time goes by and we're all sitting there like idiots. The plane takes off, and then you're doing that thing. I don't know if you guys out there have done this. I'm looking at my my boarding pass, and it says the time I'm landing, but I don't know if that's the time of the town I'm in, or the town, or when I'm going to get there, or my time. You know what I mean, George? It's like I get confused by that. So I'm sitting there, and there's a woman on. And by the way, I went to the gate and moved my seat closer to the front so that you can
escape and run to your connection.
Yes, exactly. So now I'm in the front of the plane, and I don't care where I sit there. I just don't give a shit. So I'm sitting there, and I have two women on either side of me. One is this woman, Wendy. She's 84, and the other side is another woman named Wendy, she's probably in her, I don't know, 60s. And the woman to the right, the Wendy to the, I'm the Wendy's. I'm surrounded by Wendy's. And the woman, Wendy to my right of me, she's so sweet. She sees that I'm aggravated. She says, "Are you hungry?" I said, she takes out this bag, and she gives me a peanut butter and jam, rhubarb jam sandwich.
Wow.
Now I see the bread and I don't like it, but now I have to eat it.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
You got to commit.
And I eat this, and I'm choking it down, and she's a lovely older lady, and I'm doing everything from plugging in her earphones, and I'm doing her seatbelt, and she's, I'm just helping her because she's struggling a little bit, but she's so sweet. The woman next to me says, "What's going on?" I said, "My flight, I hope I'm making sense."
Yeah.
I get in supposed to get in at 6, whatever it is, 6:50. My flight's supposed to leave at 7:50.
Wow.
That's out the window. My wife's best friend is a flight attendant on United. I'm on United. I'm not getting all the messages from my wife because I'm in the air. So the woman next to me, who seems to fly all the time, says, what flight? Anyway, the woman gets on the phone during the flight and says to me, block me from the flight attendant because I'm not allowed to be doing this. So I lean forward to block her. She's on with the airline saying, so wait, I get an email saying that because the flight was delayed, they have switched my flight in Denver. So now my flight in Denver goes from Denver to Los Angeles to Las Vegas.
You didn't call me when you were in LA? I'm joking.
George, now I'm fit to be tied. The short of it is the woman on the phone and my wife sending me emails. They get it all straightened out so that I could get on the flight I was originally on, which went from Denver to Vegas, but it's
they automatically switched you off of that?
They just switched me. They just switched me on their own, just switched me and sent me an email. That was it. So I get to the airport and the woman that I'm with says, we have to get you a ticket. I go, okay. So she takes me, she's a member of the lounge. She takes me up to the lounge. She says, can you give this gentleman a ticket? Nice to meet you, she says. And I say, thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. She says, you're welcome. She leaves. What happened? George, you're gone. Maybe I'm boring you. So it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Yes, you're 100% right, Lillian Chalula.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
It's okay. So I go, now I have my ticket and I go downstairs back to the gate and I look at the ticket and there's no seat assigned to it. And I go, oh my gosh. So I give it to I play dumb. I give it to the person checking people and she says, this isn't your ticket. This is your ticket. You need a boarding pass. I said, ma'am, I just blah, 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 blah. And I told her, and now I got to go talk to the guy at the desk right there. There's 4 people waiting. I'm one of them. Standing there like this, right? I'm trying to be low key and I'm so aggravated. And I said to there's one guy on the computer and all he's doing for 10 minutes is this. That's it. And there's a guy standing behind him like this the whole time. Finally said, is anybody here helping anybody here? The guy said, sir, please, I need you to calm down.
Calm down.
And I said, man, I'm fine. I said, I've been through hell on this flight. I want to get to Vegas, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I finally get on, and the nice couple talking to me. I finally throw the ticket at the ticket. The guy says, give me my boarding pass. So he gives me my boarding pass and he gives me some dirty look. I might have given him the finger or something. I don't remember. I just get on the plane. Now, so I get on the plane and it's like an hour and 10 minutes, a nothing flight. This is planes, trains, and automobiles, and I'm going to tell you why. Guys, I'm sorry. This is a story that I have to tell because I have to get it out of me.
Wait. Caroline referenced that. I want to make sure you see it. So she defended me. Okay. Hold on one second here.
She suspended you?
She defended me.
George has nothing in you.
When it comes to how long it takes to tell a story.
Oh, George has nothing on you.
Right. Thank you,
okay,
Caroline.
I'll finish it with this. Living in Alaska, we're at the mercy of the airlines. Yes, Pamela, I get it. Our friend Dave, who lives in Los Angeles, this is planes, trains, and automobiles between me and him, lives in Los Angeles, is going to drive to Vegas for our friend Paul's 65th. He drives a Tesla. He gets to Barstow. He stops to plug in his car, goes to get something to eat, comes back to his car, dead, stone dead. He calls a tow truck and he tows his car with him and his girlfriend for 2 hours up to Vegas. The 3 of them sitting in the cab of a car. All right. That's it. That's my story. That's my planes, trains, and automobile. I don't want to go anywhere anymore.
Well, you didn't tell the wasn't there another train complication or did I screw it up? There's another train.
Train?
Yeah. It wasn't just the plane. There's something else that happened to you. But I
That
can't
was
remember.
that was Dave. Dave,
Oh, that's
whose
right.
car died, and they towed it to Vegas from Barstow, which is like at 140 miles. Cost
Yeah,
him.
Barth, when you drive
George.
from LA, you stop there and you refill and you
Yes.
eat at the Big Bun or whatever the hell it's called.
George,
and
it cost him $2,000
oh my God.
to tow his car.
That's like Mark Mark took his Hummer in to get his Hummer fixed. It was a minor thing, and it took forever. And he rented a car, and the car rental was $2 or $3 grand, and fixing the car was like $500. Do you remember that? It took forever.
Yep. I remember. It's
fun.
also crazy, Gary. The TSA was fantastic. There was no issue. I didn't even notice anything. I got on the plane, but I have TSA pre-check. George and I tried to do clear because we were traveling. It was not one airport would accept it. Not one.
Yeah, we both enrolled because we were doing a Scott's one-man show, going on tour, and everywhere we went, they're like, we don't. I think it's changed since then because it was new, but I just went back to TSA pre. It was fine with me.
Yeah, I mean it's so ridiculous. So I'll end it with this. So I'm in line at the TSA pre-check, and there's one person in front of me, and a guy walks up behind me with two people. He says, "They're with Clear. Can they get ahead of you? Can they get ahead of you?"
Why?
I said, "There's one person. One. I'm next." I said, "Go ahead." It's like,
Yeah, but if you're
God.
is Clear priority over the
I
other?
don't know, George. I don't care anymore. I'm so sick of it all. I'm so sick of travel. There's nothing romantic in it. It's so stupid. They give you big and whatever. All right, George. Go do the next one. Let's go to the next. Be careful if you piss them off. They can put you on a no life fly list for the day. I know, Lou, but what do you do? Anyway. Go ahead, George. Show this thing. This is great. This
Crap,
is about
I dumped
Vegas.
everything. When you're talking about Vegas, I wanted to share this with everybody because it really made me laugh.
Go.
This is a slot machine. It follows you, comes to you. This is like remember the Twilight Zone where the guy was like a mild-mannered accountant,
yes,
and he lost all his money and he came to his room. This is our reality. This is a slot machine that follows you around Vegas.
Well, what?
Well, God damn it! I'm sorry about that.
What happened? Is the purpose to have you play it?
I think it's to entice you to play it. Yes. Yeah.
So maybe it wants you to keep your legs moving so you don't get a blood clot if you're old.
Well, you're kind to think that way, but
I remember. Go ahead.
No, I think it's funny that we're like, what can we do now? Well, let's make it mobile or to get people hooked.
Could you imagine you got this stuff following you around now? I wonder if you can't get away from it. Someone they have it sent up to your room. I'm surprised they don't have it sent up to your room. You can't gamble from your room, can you? Can do Keno, I think, still. But I didn't stay. I didn't stay in a hotel. I stayed with my friend. It was fun. It was a great party. It was fun. We went to dinner at I can't think of the name of it. Nice place, and we had a good time. But I'll tell you what, George. You walk around the casinos.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it was pretty quiet. We went to the Green Valley Ranch, which is a great place. But
you guys like it there.
George, if you're going to go to Vegas, we went to the Strip. Did we go to the Strip? We went to a spot, Aria, which was very nice. Very, very nice. But if you stay at the Green Valley, it's off the Strip, and it's easy. You just pull up and you park yourself underneath, free parking, and you go in. You do what you got to do, and the great restaurants. And I really, whenever I go there, that's where I stay. Anyway, that's what my wife was telling me that we both zapped out for a second. It was a good time, Karen Marie. We had a really good time. All right, George, somebody asked a question. What was the question? What's the difference between an actor and a director, or which do I prefer?
That's right. You know, I always wanted to talk about this because we get a lot of positive feedback when Scott tells stories about what happens behind the curtain in Hollywood. And I think the people are interested in it. I'm interested in it. But, you know, everybody knows Scott from the shows that he's been on for decades. But I don't think people realize that how much he's been a director. And I thought it'd be a good topic to talk about. What is a director? What have you done? What's the difference? That kind of thing. So if you don't mind, I wanted to ask you a few questions and then put up some questions from the viewers about this. I know you started as an actor, but you wound up directing. My gut feeling tells me you were on Charles in Charge and you go, hey, I want to direct. So that was probably your first directing job. Was it not, directing your own show?
Yeah. I co-directed with what was her job? AD or script supervisor? Shoot. Because she wanted to direct as well. And I didn't do it out of ego or money. I just started to see how I wanted things to look, because in doing that show, it's hard to explain. When you do a situation comedy for a long time or a couple of years, you basically, it almost directs itself, because the cast becomes so familiar with their characters and so familiar with the sets that you just go in and do it. And that's what I used to do. And I thought, you know what? I'd like to direct this because I'm basically doing it anyway. And I can just, I can see what I want it to be. I'll tell you exactly what it's like, George. There's if you look at a piece of artwork, there are people in the painting. You're either one of the people in the painting or you're painting it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So I decided that I wanted to paint it. And because I was and then after Charles in Charge, I went out and did the Wayans brothers. God, I can't even remember anymore. Wayans, Jamie Foxx.
I have a couple of things I think are relevant to that here. Hold on, give me 1 second. I mean, you can keep talking. I just wanted to. I know you did this.
Who has to okay you as a director? The producers. The producer of the show has to okay you. Yeah, there's the Wayans brothers. They were great. Sean and Marlon, they were great. And that's the guy. Spoons. A great guy. And there's Jamie Foxx, Garrett Morris, and Garcelle, and
I don't know much about this one. Does this ring a bell to you? Hold on a second. This show?
Yeah, I directed a lot of those. That was a show on WB, and starring Mitch Mulaney, and that's Stu Pankin up in the right. I love Stu Pankin. He's been in a million things. Great guy. But that was a fun. That was they're all fun, you know. If the see, the thing is, I came at it from a director's. I didn't do In Living Color, no. I came at it from an actor's point of view. So I knew when an actor was uncomfortable. I knew, to get somebody off if they wanted to get off out of the scene. So I would always work quick, because I would see it. John with a spoon, yeah, spoons. I would see it before I would do it, and I would let them. They had, of course, tons of leeway. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Jamie Foxx. In directing him, I would tell him, suggest something to him, and I would see him. He'd go, and then he would do his thing with it. You know,
Really?
whatever he would do with it. Yeah, he would just move it around or whatever. And then the Wayans brothers, what was interesting, and I don't think they realize this, is in directing Sean and Marlon, I knew where they were going. I knew in rehearsal, I knew what they were going to do. And I would tell them almost right before they would do it. And I could just see I could just see where, and I'm not any brilliant, Scorsese, but
but you are, because I've sat with you and watched things, and you'll tell me exactly what's going to happen as a story unfolds, like and script wise, you'll see it, and then that's what happens. Whether it's a sitcom or a movie, you actually go, here's what's happening.
Yeah, so you just let them go, and then you just kind of try to find some jokes in there or whatever. And that's pretty. And then Ella just asked me, did I have anybody that approached me as a director that was upset about something? Yeah, of course. People have problems, and I think the best word, or what makes a good director, is you have to delegate. You have to let people do their job. A lot of directors don't do that, and I've worked with them. They want to do everybody's job. And what?
I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but when you went to Charles in Charge, was it Al? And you said, I want to direct, and he goes, I'm going to let you, but if you screw it up, you're not going to.
I'll let you do one. If you stink it up, you're not going to do anymore. I said, okay.
Do you remember Ellen Travolta actually told me this, but I don't know if you knew this, but she said that it's not that you wanted to leave, but you were so fast, and she liked to hang out and like, this is my day. I'm here. Let's act and hang out. But you were so bad. It was like bam, bam, bam. Then you're like, okay, go home. And she's like, no, like I like it here. Was that true, or is she exaggerating? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and Ellen, and I love her to death. She's a stage actress.
Yeah.
And they like to rehearse and do it again. And I can't do that. I can't. Because I go by me, I get bored very easily. So I can't do it more than once or twice. I gotta, unless you gotta fix stuff, of course. But I get bored, and Ellen, she would be, because George, I'd go in at 10 some days and leave at like 12:30.
Well, you used to say your first one there and the last one to leave. But hey, how do you direct yourself? Do you actually do the scene and then you go back and watch the recording?
No.
Okay, that's good enough. How do you do that?
Just walk into the scene when you're supposed to come in and say, do some dialogue and say, okay, can you go over there? All right, keep going. And can you do that? And keep going. And then you wait for So on a sitcom, you rehearse Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monday, you rehearse a little bit. Tuesday, you'll put the show up in order for the writers to come down and watch. And some people hold their scripts, some people don't, whatever. Wednesday, you do the same thing, you rehearse. And so Tuesday night, they rewrite and fix. Wednesday morning, you get a new script, and then you rehearse that script. And then Wednesday, when I would get done, 12, 1, 2 o'clock, and then the writers and producers would come down, and the network would come down again, and they'd watch it again, and then make notes again. Then Thursday, the cameras would come in,
mm-hmm.
and they would do a run through again, and you would make notes again. They get a new script on Friday when you would shoot. But camera day was important because when I was in it, I had to rely on the AD to say, "Oh God, I hope I'm not boring you people."
No, it's fascinating.
Once you have your book, the script, you write the shots that you want next to the line of dialogue. I want a 2-shot of so-and-so and so-and-so on camera 2. And then in this shot, I want a single of so-and-so on camera 1. And then the AD looks at your book and goes in the booth and presses the four buttons, cameras 1, 2, 3, and 4. and they click, and they whatever camera you want is. So that's how the show gets shot with me as an actor. Normally, the director's in the booth. So
you kind of block it while in the rehearsal, and then you give it.
Of course. Yeah. All right. Anyway, it's not brain surgery, but I've been doing it long enough, and very interesting how it all works. I'm trying to simplify it, and don't forget. So on Friday or whatever day you shoot it, you have an audience, and that's a little complicated. If the audience stinks, then you got a problem. If the show stinks, then you got a problem. Did you direct someone young, unknown, and then became a star? Yeah. Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh, wow.
And Mila Kunis.
Wow.
She was a little girl on, oh my God. I don't remember the show. I don't remember. But I directed. She was excellent. And she was a pro. Yeah. Mila Kunis was excellent.
Hey, let me ask you, when we were on the one-man show tour.
Hang on a second, George.
Sure.
Have you ever worked with animals on the set? Yes, horrible. Working with animals, horrible. It's just, I work with Crystal the monkey. You know Crystal the monkey?
No.
You do. From Night at the Museum, the monkey.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I work with that monkey. Great monkey, but uncomfortable. I always felt the monkey was uncomfortable. I directed the new Lassie shows.
That's right. You did Lassie. I forgot.
Which was you learn how to direct an animal. You learn how to direct a scene with an animal. So I'll just tell you real quick. This is so boring. Here's how you do it. You know what a master shot is, everybody? It's the big shot. It's the big shot where you see the whole set. The dog comes in and goes out of the master. That's it. And then you do all the coverage singles and you shoot the dog by himself. That's it. That's
do you tell the handler what the dog should do, or do you tell the dog directly?
No, you tell the dog. You tell the trainer.
The wrangler. I'm sorry, the wrangler.
The wrangler, whatever. And it was Weatherwax, the original son of the original trainer. Okay. You love monkeys. I love monkeys, Joe.
When we were on the one-man show tour, I heard several times that people, I don't know if Charles in Charge found an unexpected fan base, or you knew this, but there were a lot of people that watched it that came from homes that didn't have fathers, and they looked to you as or that character as a father figure. And the reason I bring this up is seeing you do the weigh-ins or doing the Jamie Foxx show is great. I think what you've done, and you transcend as an actor, you've done so much acting that you're like everybody, you know what you're doing. Not that everybody doesn't, but when you today, if that happened, would you get any pushback from you never lived the life of whatever the Wayne's cultural is, or whatever the Jamie Foxx show is? Why are you directing this? Do you think you'd get that? I had this talk with our friend Josh actually last night about this.
Really? I don't know. I mean, it seems now that if there's an Eskimo in a movie, the actor has to be an Eskimo.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, I don't understand that, but you always go with the best actor, and if they look Eskimo, whatever an Eskimo looks like, or whatever they, I mean, I don't mean to stigmatize them in any way, but I didn't have any of that, but I'm sure it happens now. I don't know, but and then it stopped becoming fun for me, and I quit.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Why did you stop? And how did you learn it? Was it just osmosis, watching, being directed?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. George, you're around anything long enough. It was through osmosis is pretty much it. And if you have good camera guys, it helps considerably. Scott would have been good in Bad News Bears. Dave Thomas, my cousin James was in Bad News Bears and Breaking Training. He was Carmine Ronzoni. He was great.
That's funny.
He was funny. He was in Soap.
Your
Yeah,
cousin
you
James?
loved Pamela. You loved Charles and Charles. Yeah, it was a fun show. Did Ron Howard teach you anything about directing, John M? No.
Oh, sorry, man.
John. You
Yeah,
know,
sorry about that.
you know, you
That's my
don't.
fault.
Listen, George, go on. What's the next subject? Because now I'm boring myself.
Oh no, go on.
No, I'm boring myself because I don't want to kill. Because I can go on for 2 hours. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but it's more. This is interesting.
But I would stand and watch Jerry Paris direct Happy Days, not intentionally, but I would just stand around and just see what was going on. And there was a great camera coordinator named Phil Perez who did a lot of the camera work, and it was fun to watch. You could listen to me for hours. Laura Guskowitz. It's only because I said your name correctly.
Nah, it's no fun now that you know how to say it.
I know, no, but now Guskowitz. It's a cool name. Charles in Charge was amazing. Kelly Taylor. Yeah, it was amazing. It was fun. George, what's next?
No.
Yeah, go ahead. Show me you want to show me that photo? George talked about this. Hang on. George talked about this last week. And I don't know what this topic was.
We were talking about how we would smoke at any cost. And if you look at this picture, this cigar shop we hung out at is all under construction. But that's Mark and Scott walking in the middle of the night. And if you zoom in a little bit, Scott's in his robe and I don't know what's on your pajamas, but there's Mark following.
I think it's the Grinch.
And then when we come up closer. So what I just wanted to show you that he actually came in his robe and his pajamas and sat with us. There's no chairs. We're sitting on apple boxes. We're smoking because this was funny to me. I thought I saw it. You guys would like to see this.
I don't know. I guess as you get older, you become what's the word? You don't care.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm home, I'm usually have my robe on, but Bailey had to go to school in the morning, right? Of course. And I would drop her off, whatever time it was, 7:00. So I can't remember. And so I would roll out of bed, throw my robe on, drop her off. Do I wear pajama bottoms now? No, actually, I'm not wearing a pair of shorts. I would drop her off, and then I would drive home past the supermarket. And if I needed anything, I just walk in the supermarket in my robe and sneakers and pajamas. And I knew the manager there, and he would always look at me and smile. And then people would come up to me and say, I know who you are. And I say, I know who I am too. I have to get some milk. And that's how I would that's how I would do my thing. So so that night was late. I was already for bed, and
surprised you
what the
came.
hell.
You're right.
All right. So George, you have something now.
I do. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to show you guys this because I was excited, but I saw this video. I think it was on TikTok, and this is Robert Plant walking into a restaurant in San Antonio, Texas. You see him right here?
All by himself?
No, he's with a big crowd of people. I think that's enough. Anyway, when I saw that, it made me laugh. So I always have to keep my practice up and trying to do puns. So I submitted a comment that said that was a plant-based meal because he was going into a restaurant to eat. And I'm not saying he's a vegetarian, but after a couple of days, this came back and it said Robert Plant liked my comment.
No
so
way.
The fact that Robert Plant saw it and liked it, I made Robert Plant laugh. I had to put
awesome.
that up. Now I'm going to stop doing puns because I have to retire because Robert Plant laughed at my comment.
That's actually was he by himself or was he with all those people?
No, he looked like he was with a big crowd of people. But Anyway,
don't know,
I just want to share that with somebody.
Maybe he was by himself. He looks. I mean, what is he? 80?
I don't know. He looks good. He does a podcast where he digs deep into the Zeppelin archive and tells stories about
Oh my
the
God.
music, which is great. But I don't know how old he is. But I just was.
I saw him in concert when I was 18. Lynn, yeah. Well, I
Really?
went to see Page. I saw Page Plant at the Bowl. Jimmy Page and Robert Plant at the Bowl. It was great.
I saw them at Live Aid. That was the last time I saw them.
I think he's
together.
around 78, 77. Man, what were the manager's name? The big wrestler guy?
Peter Grant.
Peter Grant. Yep. Anyway. All right, George, what else we got? We got mail, or is there something else?
We got mail, and there's a couple of good things. There's a lot of mail today, so I thought it'd be good to
Kit Kat, I'm 65. I'm on Medicare.
You don't look like it, man. Amazing how you keep your youth. First
Walmart Superstore, maybe.
the first letter is actually going to be a video because it's an audio recording and a letter. I'm sorry that it's not crisp. I couldn't get the picture crisp, but here we go.
Let me go this way this time.
We would always read things from viewers, and Laura always submitted things, and Scott couldn't figure out how to say her name, so I wanted to put it to bed, and this is it.
George, hey, the correct pronunciation of my last name is Guskowitz. And I actually think Scott got it right once, but then usually he mangles it, but that's nothing unusual because most people do. It's a tough one. So, but anyway, yep, loving the podcast. I've been a listener for over a year now, which is awesome. I love it. Look forward to Wednesday nights. And I still hope one of these days you guys can schedule a meet and greet where we could all meet you and meet all the other podcast listeners. I just think that would be awesome.
That would be cool, actually. To do
Well, yeah, it would be cool. But I mean, thank you. But GUSK something. It's very, very
GUS GUSKEIWECZ.
It's tough. A lot of consonants in a row there. Maybe a diphthong or two.
That's funny.
Well, I'm glad I got it right. All right. What's next, George?
This is the next letter. Thank you, Janet, is all I could say.
Scott, I love your show, but I can't help but notice how when George talks, your face looks very uninterested and glazed over, and you read the comments. I know that's just your face, but try to look.
Thank you, Janet.
Try to look sincere. So I'm here. So when George is talking, I'm writing stuff down that somebody said in the chat that I want to comment on, or he's just boring me. It's either one. It's one of the two, but more than likely, it's I am just writing stuff down to figure out what the heck I'm going to say next. Seriously.
I could defend you on that because when Mark used to talk, I would do that. I would use his cover to look at new things. So you're right.
Thank you. So I would look either here for the chat or here to write on my notepad what I'm going to say next. But very perceptive, Janet.
Thank you, Janet.
Oh boy. Hello from Western Canada, Victoria. I'm a first-gen Canadian with parents from Calabria, living a half hour from each other in Italy, only to find each other in northern BC in a small forestry fishing town. Growing up, it was pretty neat to see representation of Italians on the screen. My maiden name was Molinaro, like Al. So you can guess the excitement when, Al Molinaro was a cast member on Happy Days. Yes, also posters of you on my wall, but with Scotch tape, because my dad would have lost his mind if there was a hole in the wall. I'm the same way, except to hang a massive rosary over the bed hung with a sewing pin. Sorry to hear your friends passing, because as we get older, it's not just Zios and Zias, aunts and uncles, but also those who are significant characters in our chapters of our lives that move on. I download your podcast and listen to it when I'm hiking, but I have to listen to them 1.5 speed. Love you guys, but you speak too slow for my brain. Really? Wish you
That's
on your
probably
bed.
me, not you, man.
Oh, Nancy, I speak too slowly? Wow, I've never been told. Well, I'm glad you listen. Does my voice sound like this when it's really fast when I talk like that? Does that sound like that? All right. Okay. Well, thank you.
I wanted to put that up because you told me also one time Al was the guy when you were working on Happy Days and you're doing your thing and you're doing well, but he's the guy that told you to go just have fun with it, and that it actually had a huge impact on your acting, how you approached acting there. Did I get the story right on that?
I'm sorry, George. I wasn't listening. What did you say? Yeah, he helped me. Al helped. First of all, every Friday, Al was great. Al was master of improv. So fun to be around. Great guy, sweet guy. But every Friday before the show, before the audience show, sometimes he would let me play gin with him and a guy named Lou DeMarco. They had in the grip room, this tiny little room, there's a table set up and they would play. And when one of them had to go out, I would jump in. So that was fun. But Al just told me you got to just relax and listen and have fun. And it wasn't that simple, but it helped me a lot. Good guy.
That's
good
nice.
guy.
Let's go on.
Yes, Bob Loblo was a lot of fun, John. Bob Loblo was a very interesting situation.
I love that. That was great. This is
oh boy, Mike Biscaglia, 59-year-old male here. Never intimately followed Scott's career. I am a guy. Got the creds to prove it. And watched Joni Loves Chachi in prime time and Charles in Charge of reruns after college. Started watching just from the name Take on Life. Always entertaining. Miss Mark, love George. I have a suggestion, a request, suggestion. Continue the Mark Jones Minute by having guests filling it with their own 1-minute rants. Have celebrities. Might be tough to nail Schwarzenegger for an hour, but a minute to rant. But my real suggestion is Kirk Cameron as a guest. Both So What child stars have avoided the Hollywood child triangle. Both conservatives, both Christians, both avoid the Hollywood entourage. Both moved away from Hollywood. You may not know each other, but I think the conversation can be very interesting. Where the heck is George's date?
Yeah.
George is going to go on the date, I think, without the cameras. So we're going to arrange that. And I know Kirk because I directed his show. He had a show called Kirk. I directed a bunch of those, actually, with his wife. I can't remember her name. Nice lady. Oh, damn it. Anyway, Chelsea. I don't know. Anyway, we try to get people on. We're going to have Sherry Curry on next week from the Runaways. I did a film with her called Foxes, the band, the Runaways with Joan Jett. And I think I'm going to try some other people on there. But, as you do these, Sly Stallone, well, we had Frank on, who was fantastic.
Daniel Baldwin was hilarious.
Daniel was great. Daniel Baldwin.
He was blaming me for when you kept going, don't touch anything, and he'd go off the air and he would blame me, and I had nothing to do with it.
He was hilarious. Great story.
But
as you do podcasts, George and I are learning that it evolves.
Yeah.
And because you have no scripting, you're not tied to anything, you can just kind of do whatever you want. So we're trying to get into more. Chelsea. Yeah, I thought so. Thank you, Angela. So we'll be doing more interviews and we'll see. Appreciate that.
We have one more letter here. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, Daniel was great, Colleen. He was funny as hell. Did you ever run into Sean Cassidy? He would be a great guest. This is from Scott Morosini. He has quite a family showbiz history with him, his mom and his dad and brother David. And he walked away at the top of his career for like 40 years until more recently. He seems like you, a very grounded guy. I do know Sean. He became a very successful writer.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, he wrote some big shows. I can't remember the names of them because I can't remember the name. David died. David died. David had a bit of a situation there. I knew David, but Sean, nice guy, And the last time I spoke with him was years ago. And I know he's back on the road. I think he's back touring again.
Yeah, you're right. He went out to do music, and the one show I had heard about looked like it was very successful. I didn't have
good.
been following it.
What is he doing? Is he singing?
Yeah, he's doing his old hits from the.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Good. Did you enjoy working with Jimmy Callahan, Ruth 414? Jimmy was great. Oh man. James Callahan played the grandfather on Charles in Charge.
Oh, really?
He was fun. He would come out with us on Friday and Saturday nights, me and whomever I was going out with, whatever guys I was going out with. Sometimes Willie would show up. But he was fun. He was a good guy. Yeah, I had a good time with him. So the Do Run. Yeah, that was his song. So the guy that produced Sean Cassidy's records produced my records.
Oh, really?
Michael Lloyd. The great Michael Lloyd. I think he had more success with Sean than me, though. Anyway.
You didn't notice, but I forgot to play the mailbag open, but don't
oh my God. I wonder why everything was running so smoothly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. Not well, I would bring Henry on. I'll talk to him. Maybe he'll come on, but we'll see. Hey, Deanie, won't you come out tonight? And we had 2 songs. That's right. So Cheryl you saw him? I wonder if he was good. What did he? But by the way, the family is great. Shirley Jones, wonderful. Patrick Cassidy, great guy. Ryan, great guy. Ryan, what does he do? He works a lot. He's not a front camera. He's behind the camera. And there's also a younger Cassidy. Oh crap. Well, maybe Ryan is the young one. Now we've gotten so much older. But I know a lot of them, and they were all good, solid people. Remember Shirley was married to Marty Ingalls, George?
No, I didn't know
Marty
that.
Ingalls, the wild man. Yeah, anyway. They're really good people, and anyway, that's it. All right, you guys. I think that's if I had Henry on, I would ask him about the laws of Flatbush, Don. I really would. Sean Cassidy, Sean Cassidy question mark? Like you don't know who that is?
Maybe they're wondering if you're going to have him on the show.
Oh man, I don't know. We'll see. Well, we're working on people, but everybody, thanks for watching. George, Shirley Jones was from Smithton, PA, not far from me. Nice. Really? Laura Guskowitz. Look at this. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with Sherry Curry. God bless you all, George.
Good night, Mark Jones.
And good night, Mark Jones.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye-bye, guys.